We just finished talking about the Bias Plus reports for the divisional round in the NFL. I'm just sharing this because this is more of the Vegas take on who's favored and who's not favored. So on Saturday, we've got the Titans, 3.5-point favorites over the Bengals.
I would take that.
We have the Packers 6-point favorites over the Niners.
I would take that.
We have the Buccaneers 3-point favorites over the Rams.
I would take that.
And we have the Chiefs at a 2-point favorite over the Bills.
Now I take the Bills in the +2.
Take the Bills in the +2. All right, we'll have to talk about that, Benny. I don't know. Do I have to go to Jersey in order to place that bet? I don't know. We're such non-bettors. It's crazy. Benny, the Texans have interviewed Hines Ward.
What?
Oh,
I didn't hear about this.
Oh my goodness. They are thinking outside of the box, so to speak. Hines Ward does not have any pro head coach or coordinating experience, but he's Hines Ward, So I just thought that was, extremely interesting. And there's another name we're going to throw out a little bit later. But since you didn't have a chance to digest that to just now, well, you want to hold your comments, or you got something to say about that?
No, I got something to say, man. It's unfortunate that I'm saying this. Okay, after seeing some guys like Joe Judge and some others get head coaching jobs that have very small professional resumes or have never at least had any head coaching or coordinator experience. And then to see Hines Ward, who has been interning, I believe. He's been, because they got these intern programs for diversity's sake. And obviously he comes from the Steelers.
You brought that up.
That's right. He comes from the Steelers. He comes from Mike Tomlin and the whole 9 yards. Okay. And I'm not saying he doesn't. Yes, he has a great football pedigree. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to be interviewed. And I'm not saying that he should not get the job. I'm not saying that. But when I see this, and then I look at the state of head coaches of color and even coordinators of color and the way that it is now, I can't help but get the feeling that this is simply an interview to satisfy the Rooney Rule.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
All right. Make a big splash. Rooney Rule satisfied. I understand. Well, let's go on to the next post here. I did want to show this real quick. We talked about the Rams-Cardinals game.
I love this. This is great. So now I don't feel so bad.
You see what I'm saying?
Now I don't feel so bad because my girl was with me. She could see it.
I used the word topsy-turvy in that blog on this game as the intriguing game of the week. I kept saying topsy-turvy. And when I saw this, I'm like, Jimmy Christmas, you know what I mean?
The thing is, Cynthia really leans on the numbers. And I'm not normally a guy who likes to lean on the numbers. I respect the numbers, but I try to, really get my own view of things. And I think that's why I picked the Cardinals, kind of based on that turnover differential number and all that stuff. I think that's what swayed me. But I have no problem with my pick, and now I feel even better about it.
It's really, I don't think we could have really comprehended or thought ahead of time that Kyler Murray and that offense would be as dysfunctional as they were.
Yeah, they looked really bad. And when a team that good looks that bad, I got to blame it on the coach.
Okay. So yeah, I thought that this was interesting. So I wanted to throw that up there. All right, what's up next? The NFL draft order.
Oh God.
1 through 10. The Jets at 10, the Broncos at 9, Falcons 8, the Giants at 7, Panthers at 6. Giants got 2 picks in the top 10.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the Eagles have 3 first-round picks and none of them are in the top 10?
Oh, no, they're not. They're all below the top 10. They're in the
That's
first
all
round.
I've been hearing. Oh, we got 3 first-round picks. Got 3 first-round picks.
15, 13, and all that kind of stuff. But no, not top 10.
Good Lord.
Giants got 2 top 10 picks, though.
Right. Hence, we need a new GM and a new head coach.
So do
and
the Jets.
New GM job, the new GM is the most important decision they have to make right now, because they've already made it clear that the new GM will pick the new head coach. So it's extremely important that they win this and get themselves a good GM. Some of the names that I've seen, some of the guys that have been interviewed, have very respectful resumes. They come from winning organizations and good cultures. I have no problem with any of them. They haven't, as far as I know, they haven't interviewed anybody that I'm like, what? Get out of here. You know what I mean? So everybody's got respectful resumes and come from good teams, good cultures, good everything. So yeah, I don't think they're going to mess this up. But I do hope that they actually hit a home run on this, because if they do, the Giants will be back within the next 2 years, at least back to the playoffs, which is all I want, because it's all up from there. The Giants are not a team that's going to sit around in the mire for a decade like they just got finished doing. And they just got finished doing that because Dave Gettleman, Joe Judge, what was that other knucklehead coach they had with the funny mustache, and Pat Shermer? Are you kidding me? Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. Nothing but mistakes from the front office. Nothing but mistakes from the front office. You hit a home run with this GM pick here, and we could turn all that around. Sorry, didn't mean to go on a giant rant.
I'm looking at this list of head coach vacancies that they put up, and I just wanted to share real quick, but I don't see the Giants on that list.
Yeah, well, the list is too long.
Yeah, that might be the problem.
It goes longer than that.
That might be the problem there. All right, moving on. This was NFL memes. they do sometimes just.
All right, this is something that the Eagles fans were putting up, like, oh, dumbass Cowboys, they did something stupid again. I don't think so.
If you want to expound, this is your chance. It's, I give you 60 seconds. What you got to say? You don't think so?
Okay, so first of all, I probably, if I was in that situation and I was the coach or the offensive coordinator, and believe me, if the offensive coordinator came up with this and said, we want to do this, he had to get an okay from the head coach to do this, a play like this in the situation that they were in. And obviously McCarthy was with it. And he said in his post-game interview that he was all for it. Now, here's the thing. They had already run a few plays during that series where they hit some sideline passes and got out of bounds and stopped the clock, which was good. They were able to advance the ball. I can remember the commentators, whoever the heck they were, I think it was Tony Romo or somebody else, say, they just brought in so-and-so to try to shut down the sidelines. They had all D-backs in the game and like 3 pass rushers, maybe 4 tops, okay? And they were going to sit people on the sidelines shallow to intermediate, to make sure that even if they completed a sideline pass, that they didn't eat up too much yardage. They were going to make them scratch and claw for every inch and keep the safeties up top to make sure they didn't get off a long one on them. To me, they were guarding against not necessarily completing passes to the outside, but getting significant yardage on passes to the outside. And they were guarding against Hail Marys. Those are the two things they did not want to happen. And they were prepared, and they did really well with their scheme. So that's why this play comes up. And you heard McCarthy and you heard Dak, if you watch their post-game interviews, say several times, we practice this play over and over and over again. This is in their repertoire. They did not draw it in the dirt. This is something that they came up with if they saw a defense like what the 49ers threw up against them. Here's the problem. When you're practicing it, and I heard, I want to say, Ryan Clark say, in practice, you might be able to get this off in 12 or 14 seconds. But in a game where a big fat lineman might lay on you and make it tough for you to get up after you slide, you might need 16 to 18 seconds. So no matter how many times you practice it and say, well, we can get this off and get it down and get one more shot at the end zone within 14 seconds, in a game, that's not guaranteed. Number one, he only needed to run about 10 or 12 yards. He ran like 15 or 16. That's a second and a half, at least minimum. Then he slides. Then a guy lays on him. Then he gets up. And then, in the heat of the moment, he hands the ball to his center. Worst mistake he could have ever made. Because the ref actually was running. He was sprinting in to set the ball. And because he gave it to the center, and the center put it down, and the line lined up, he had to bang in the Dak and a lineman to get them out of the way to set the ball, because the ref must set the ball after every single play. That was the mess up. If he had slid, stood up, and turned around and looked for the ref, he could have handled the ref the ball. Guys are set up. Ref, all you have to do then is just squeeze between the guard and the center. You don't run into that. Set the ball, snap, boom. Now they got a shot at a real play, not a Hail Mary.
All right, there you go. That's Ben's thesis on the situation. I'd have thrown 2 deep balls from the 41-yard line, and it'd been,
with everybody dropping and
with everybody dropping. That's what happens in the Hail Mary. Everybody's dropping. He throws.
Bro, it wasn't a Hail Mary situation.
Hey, it wasn't even as long as a Hail Mary. It's a 40-yard pass. Sheeny Christmas. Somebody's getting singled.
They already got the corners already got 10-yard cushions. The safeties already got 20-yard cushions.
Yeah, I hear you.
They be standing there waiting for him. That's ridiculous.
The chances of that run
you sound bad,
working.
Barrett, this
that
sounds
was a
bad.
high risk move, and it was a very low chance that you're going to get that run off, drop the ball, do everything.
First of all,
do, and then
minimum number,
only
maximum
got barely
number
a second to get one play off.
Maximum numbers they can get down there. Maximum number of receivers they can get down into the end zone in the time that they need.
Three.
Maybe maximum
4.
number of
maybe 4. They probably got another fast guy.
No, they don't.
No,
Gallup is hurt, and they don't have nobody else.
Okay.
Who? The guy Butler or whatever his name is? No, stop. Maximum number of D-backs that the Niners could get back.
Well, first of all, you said they're plastering.
Try 6.
Then you say they're plastering
6.
the sideline.
Try
so
6.
If they're playing the out, they've already spread themselves out.
Bro,
You can't be
are you
everywhere.
serious? Barry, are you
can't be
serious right now?
everywhere.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I am.
You got a corner here on this sideline, 10 yards off. You got a corner here on this sideline, 10 yards off, right? You got 4 more DBs, basically in an umbrella, 15 to 20 yards off. And you think 3 receivers are going to run into that mess? First of all, as soon as the guys on the outside run downfield.
You're not going to go out there with 3 receivers. You said how many receivers can get to the end zone? So you aren't going to be out there with just 3 guys. Even in that little, what you call them there, you were out there with 5 guys. Okay.
How many are you going to go with?
So long story short, this is
how
all
many you
hypothetical.
How many are you going to go with? 6?
What?
5? You're still outnumbered. You're outnumbered. They're only rushing 3.
That is what makes the fact that this is why you go get a CD Lamb and an Amari Cooper, who, if you can get a 1-on-1 or even a 1-on-2, they will
can't get a 1-on-1 in that situation. They're in an umbrella zone. They're in an umbrella zone.
I think that they could have done more against my Niners than what you think. So that's what's
killing me, man.
About the
You're
whole
killing
thing.
me. You're killing me right now.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Comeback player of the year, Joe Burrow. What do you think about that?
I think that's a wonderful choice. He already won it, or it's.
This is what they're
over?
saying. This came up today from the NFL or Pro Football.
I'm saying, is it official?
I guess this is a Pro Football Focus award.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're calling him. Okay. So he tore his ACL and his MCL back in November of 2020. He's got a 91.2 passer rating, which is number 1 in the NFL. He's thrown 13 touchdowns on 20+ yard throws. That's nice. That means his deep ball is the truth, which is first in the NFL. And he is Pro Football Focus comeback player of the year. I would agree with that.
Okay. He's having a great year. Now, the genius of getting Chase as a receiver, man, because,
genius?
I was thinking about how deep his passes are versus how long those touchdowns are when Chase catches it over the middle and runs it for 50 yards. That counts as if Chase runs it for 50, that's at least a 50-yard touchdown that goes down for him. You don't have to throw it in the air 50 yards.
Nope.
No, that was probably one of the better choices to help him really, mature as a quarterback and really feel comfortable that, and who he can, and then having a go-to guy like that. So
I told you 2 years ago, Jamar Chase was better than Justin Jefferson.
Okay. All right. Well, Justin Jefferson ain't bad, but Jamar Chase is bad.
Jamar Chase is better. He was better at LSU when they were teammates, and he's better now.
Ben, first I said Hines Ward. Now look, interview, Texans, Flores.
That's again, as good as we think Flores was, and as much as we like Flores, again, they just fired a black head coach. Now they're interviewing 2 black head coaches. If they turn around and they hire Urban Meyer, I'll never watch a Texans game again. I'm telling you, man, I can't help it. The state of the NFL and coaches of color leads me to believe that the conspiracy theory is satisfy the Rooney Rule and then take who the hell we want. And this interview,
it's what they do. It's just what they do.
Exactly. And this interview looks better than the Hines Ward interview because this man has already got head coaching experience and had a nice run at the end of this season with a quarterback that reports say he didn't even like. There's reports out there that he told Tua, if I knew you were going to be this bad, I wouldn't have picked you. I'd have been against picking you. Yes, supposedly he told Tua that to his face. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, okay? But part of the reason why he was fired was not for on-field stuff. It was for off-field stuff. So, you know, I don't know. All I know is if they hire him, kudos to him, great job. I think the Texans will be glad they did it. But if they don't, and they take somebody like Urban Meyer or
there's a lot of other white coaches that they could take who are
sure. There's a bunch of them, but I don't think. Yeah, sure, I understand that, but are they going to fit? Are they going to fix that wreck of a culture that they have down there? Everybody can't do that. You know, everybody. Doug Peterson wants no parts of that job. I'll tell you that. And he's out there trying to get himself a job. Doug Peterson might end up with the Giants.
Well,
okay, but he don't want no parts of that job.
GM, right? They have the same general manager. They didn't get rid of him.
No, they kept the general manager, I believe.
And they have the same owner.
Yes.
So, you know, as you said, as we said, the dysfunction is from top down in the Texans situation.
Right.
I was glad, and I mentioned it, you know, in one of the articles, David Culley, who they just fired, the black quarterback coach the Texans had that they just fired after 1 year, you know, of trying to operate within that craziness. But they paid him a total of $22 million for that 1 year.
Good for him. Good
That's
for
what
him.
I'm saying.
Good for him. He got 22 mil to be a babysitter in a dysfunctional situation. He got his money. They fired him, but now he's got 1 year of head coaching experience in the NFL under his belt. He's got $22 million in his bank account, okay? And he's like, I dealt with that. I dealt with that.
Yeah.
And won games. With Tyrod Taylor and a freaking rookie. Only a couple games, but I won with that.
Ben.
He's a big winner in this, if you ask me. I mean, I know he got fired, but he's a winner.
No doubt. I'm with you. I'm with you.
What the hell is this you got? What is this?
So, I'm going to do a little unboxing here.
He got a gift.
Check it out.
From
Death Doggy Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
This is what we're talking about.
Eli gets a chain from Death Row Records.
Snoop Doggy told me he's going to get him, so I think it was his birthday or something.
Snoop Dogg sends Eli Manning a Death Row gold chain for his birthday.
Heavy gold, too.
Snoop, thank you.
Yo, that's not.
Definitely wearing it in the playoff game. Like that football. Thanks a lot.
Eli, Omaha.
The Manning family is
man.
hilarious. I can watch them commercials all day long.
If Eli gets in the Hall of Fame, I gotta go.
Caesars.
If Eli gets in the Hall of Fame, bro, we gotta go.
Yeah, for sure.
You know he will.
He should be. According to my criteria, he's in. He's a Super Bowl winner.
Right. And no Eagle fan is going to watch his speech. They hate him. They hate him with a passion. All Eagles fans and Patriots fans hate Eli Manning with a passion, but I don't care.
Too funny. Too funny. Too funny.
He should wear that with his gold jacket. He should have had it.
He kept saying through the whole thing, Ben, he kept saying, I've never owned a chain. And
I've never owned
this is a chain. This is new to me.
Oh, he's God.
Too funny, too funny.
Oh, right. Lord.
Just for everyone to know, I'm not going to go into it too much right now, but the list here, the full list of all the NFL Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award nominees. is at the Ben and Barry page. You can go there. Sometimes when you go, even going to the NFL website, you got to find all of this stuff. But if this is what you want to see, that list, come on over, check it out. And I did hear
I'm going to look at it again. I say I'm going to look at it again. But I tell you what, if you watch over the course of the season, when they announce each team's guy and show what they've done and what they're doing, this has to be one of the most difficult awards ever to actually present to somebody. The things that these guys are out there doing, man, for kids, for the elderly, for people with cancer and other the diseases and stuff like that, what they're doing some guys are doing stuff overseas. I mean, you know, people look at these guys and they're like, football player, you know. Some of these guys are really doing some really, really great humanitarian stuff. Oh my God. I'm telling you. And it's just amazing what they do. So before they give the award, hopefully it'll be televised or whatever. I'm sure they'll have it at the ESPYs or something like that. They'll probably show at least the top contenders and the stuff that they're doing. This stuff is magnificent, man. It really, really, this is an extremely prestigious award. Every player wants this award. This award means a lot to them.
Well, two things I'll say real quick. Number one, I heard some dialogue relative to Dak Prescott because he is the Cowboys NFL Man of the Year. Okay. But after he kind of said what he said when the Cowboy fans were throwing trash at what they thought was the players were throwing it at the refs, and he kind of said, "Yeah, good," you know, but then he turned around and backtracked and said, "No, I didn't mean that. I apologize, for that statement." So he backtracked it real quick, because he was like, "Yeah, if they hit the refs, like, yeah, good throw." He didn't say that exactly, but he kind of came out like that at one of the press conferences.
He said something along the lines of, "I like their mindset," or something.
Yeah, something along that thing. So that they're saying could have an impact on his, attractiveness as the NFL Man of the Year. But you're absolutely right. So many of these players have foundations.
Yes.
They and we don't know about all of them. Many of them are getting help from the Inspired Change area, a nonprofit social work that the NFL does at large. And so there's money. And this was what I didn't understand. All 32 nominees will receive up to a $40,000 donation in their name to their charity of choice. Now that's just tremendous. For being a nominee, right?
That's tremendous. Yes.
The winner of the award will get $250,000 donation to their charities, courtesy of the NFL Foundation and nationwide. So
that's fantastic.
We always try to say, talk about some of the good stuff that's happening in the NFL. I don't know if we have much beyond that. This is just a promo. Hey, you know what that means? Thanks for following. Please leave comments and suggestions. This is Ben and Barry on football. We believe football is life. That is our motto. And you can find us at www.benandbarryonfootball, a major social media, and on podcast, Apple and Spotify. That leads us to the end of the fourth quarter. Mr. Dickerson, any final comments?
Real quick. So I've been hyping it up. It finally happened. We went down to the Flag Football National Championships. I was helping the coach. I was the defensive coordinator for the Philly Legends, which is the 8-man 35 and over team. We did not play well. We only won one game. We lost two. It's a double elimination tournament. We were out. I'm sick about it. I don't feel good about it at all. I didn't feel good about it, and I still don't. I'm still mulling some things around in my head in reference to that. No other Philadelphia team, I believe, was able to come away with a championship. However, some teams did do well. Tri-State Bullies, who are actually from Delaware but have played in our league, did pretty well in Division II. The UT Cobras, who have won some tournaments over the last year, came up a little bit short, but they did play. They play with the big boys. They play Division I, 8-man Division I. So they came up a little short. We did, however, have some players who didn't play with their own normal Philly teams, but in fact were recruited by and played for some other teams, and they did win national championships.
Really?
One in 8-man Division I, and one in, or more than one, maybe 3 or 4 guys in 9-man Division I. So good to see that these guys got themselves national championship rings. Also good to see that they got them in the highest division out there. Okay, not to disparage Division II or Division III, but these guys are doing it at the highest level with top teams who value their efforts and their skills. So kudos to them. Congratulations to them. All that's great. The PTTFL spring season will be starting probably in March. So at this point going forward, you know how I'm going to end every show now. Go Noles.